10 Disturbing Facts You Didn't Know About Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy. Munchausen syndrome by proxy, MSBP, also known as factitious disorder imposed on another, is a psychological disorder in which a caregiver fakes or induces medical symptoms in a person under her care. The term Munchausen syndrome by proxy was first used in 1977 by a doctor named Roy Meadow, who suspected a patient's mother of poisoning the boy with salt. A writer later embellished these tales to include impossible but entertaining stories of Baron Munchausen, the literary character, traveling to the moon and riding a cannonball. After being depicted on hit television shows like Scrubs, Law and Order, and Body of Proof, MSBP exploded into public awareness. However, while you probably have heard about MSBP, the following facts are guaranteed to shock and disturb. Within a period of 4 years, the patient had gone to 14 different specialty medical units and visited multiple GPs. Despite having seen doctors specializing in everything from dental work, psychiatric disorders, orthopedics, dermatology, and urology, the man didn't receive a single positive diagnosis. Meanwhile, doctors who had treated the patient had made notes that his lady companion was over-solicitous, harassing the attending physicians with demands for treatment or offering suggestions as to possible diagnoses. In fact, every time the patient appeared to be on the mend, doctors were presented with another new and concerning symptom, often conveniently noticed only by his so-called friend. In this case, the symptoms were incorrectly reported rather than induced. While some cases of MSBP may manifest as a caretaker simply claiming symptoms exist where they don't, others are much more disturbing. This high mortality rate is caused by the harm done to the child by the parent, as well as exposure to invasive and unnecessary medical procedures like surgeries. Some children have been known to undergo more than 100 completely unneeded procedures to treat fictitious conditions. 8. The abuser is usually the mother. In at least one study, the percentage of victims abused by their mothers was estimated to be between 90% and 98%. In both cases, the mother was overwhelmingly the person with MSBP. 7. We don't know what causes MSBP. Although doctors have many theories as to why a mother would make her child sick or falsely report that he is, nobody knows the true cause. It is difficult for a doctor to know when that concern is a facade for something more sinister, a desire for attention so deep that the mother will hurt her own child. Some specialists estimate that the average time to diagnose MSBP is approximately 4.5 years. What may start as a lie about a child having a fever can grow into something truly terrifying over time, a child being actively harmed by his mother to continue the ruse. 5. Surveillance may be the key. If a doctor is suspicious that a child patient may be suffering at the hands of a parent with MSBP, what options are available? Parents with MSBP are known to falsify results of lab tests or interfere with samples given by their children. They seem concerned about their child's welfare to the point of being overbearing. And of course, there are privacy concerns associated with video surveillance of a child without his parents' permission. Sometimes, though, the ends may justify the means if the life of an abused child can be saved. For one is not always enough. We know that MSBP can be difficult to diagnose, usually taking years. Even more disturbing is this: children who are abused by a parent diagnosed with MSBP often have deceased siblings. In one study, 15 out of 83 children whose parents had MSBP also had siblings who had died. A common cause of death for these dead children was sudden infant death syndrome. 3 victims may play along. Children targeted by a parent with MSBP are usually not more than 5 years old. Older children who are victims of MSBP have been witnessed voluntarily playing along with their parents' deceptions. This may be due to fear of the consequences if the kids tell the truth. It is also possible that the child has been told he is sick for so long that he truly believes it. Either way, this makes a doctor's role in uncovering the deception more difficult and makes it possible for the fabrication to continue. 2. Medical knowledge is a must. Doctors who have interacted with MSBP sufferers have repeatedly noted their tendency to have above-average knowledge of the medical field. First, the mother appears to have done her homework and is furthering the appearance of her extreme concern for the child. Second, the mother is able to draw on this information to create or mimic symptoms that keep the child unwell and evoke more sympathy. In 85% of the MSBP cases researched in one study, one or both parents of the child in question had some level of training in healthcare or childcare. When like mother, like child. Some research shows that a child who survives abuse inflicted by a parent with MSBP may repeat that abuse on his or her own children later in life. One possible reason is that children may learn that positive attention can be gained when they or someone close to them is sick. In fact, the more unwell a person is, the more attention and sympathy they may receive. This can manifest in the child continuing to feign illnesses in themselves as they grow older to feed their emotional needs.